Good evening. I'd like to call to order the February 16th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bethea? Mr. Booth?
Here.
Mr. Bosch?
Here.
Mrs. Popelka? Here. Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
Mrs. Scully? Mr. Zimmerman?
Here.
6 present.
Thank you. Next thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the regular Board of Education meeting of January 12th, 2026. Are there any edits or changes to the minutes that haven't been passed on already? Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next thing is future dates.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Just a couple of dates that I wanted to make you aware of. We have 2 early release days coming up, February 25th and again on March 11th. This is the time of the year, we're going to talk about the school calendar later in the meeting today. This is the time of the school year where there are just no days off. We had Lincoln's birthday last Monday, and now there are no full days off until spring break. So these 2 early release days represent the only time without students. Staff will be here on both of those days.
Do we have any presentations this evening?
We do not.
All right. Audience participation. So this is the time for any members of the audience to come and address the board for any items that are not on this evening's agenda. Next item is board response. Are there any answers or responses to any questions or concerns raised by the audience at previous meetings?
There are none.
Next item is a report of board committees and meetings that have taken place since our last meeting. Anyone have any?
Yes, Ed Progress met a few weeks back, and just some basic updates. We updated the acceleration process, just some language changes in there, nothing major. And then we discussed also IXL and how we'll be possibly working to adjust the way that it's used within our school district. And that's still in constant discussion.
Thank you. Next is superintendent's report.
Yes, and several items for you. First of all, this is February, earlier this week actually, we received word, earlier last week, we received word of those who excel award winners. So every year, the Illinois State Board of Education selects around 450 winners throughout the state of Illinois in 7 different categories, including classroom teacher, new teacher, they call it young educator, administrator, ESP, my goodness, what else? Anybody remember these other categories? 7 different categories. So we were really excited to have 4 of our staff members selected as winners, and they will attend a banquet in Peoria, Bloomington on April 18th. It's an amazing event. Not only do you have the winners, you have their families there, you have the state superintendent, you have a keynote, sometimes the governor, but about 1,000 people attend this. And so it's really, really a fun evening. So super thrilled to announce James Cassidy, who's in our technology department, administrator of instructional technology. He was recognized for the school administrator category. Caroline DeLuia, a kindergarten teacher at Willow, was recognized as a young educator. Kayla McLaurin is an ESP at Willow School. She was recognized in that category. Interestingly, Kayla is also in school right now working on a degree to become a school psychologist. So we are really, really excited for her. And finally, Dana Masharbish is a 4th grade teacher at Churchill. She was recognized in the teacher category. So really, really proud of them. And again, I think all of us who work in this profession understand there are literally thousands and thousands of people who could win these awards who are doing exceptional work. But for these 4 people to be singled out is really a wonderful accomplishment. And again, they'll have a great time at that banquet. Also wanted to mention this coming Wednesday, 2 days from today, we have 2 events that are kind of colliding like meteors in space. Every year we have a life safety inspection, a visit, where ISC4, the regional office, sends out people to look at our facilities and to make sure everything on our buildings and grounds are safe. Make sure that there's no fire hazards, physical plant is in good operating condition. Huge thank you to Kevin Keene, our Director of Operations and Maintenance. He'll be walking around with that inspection team to all of the buildings along with Paul Klimchak. And we've always done very well in the past. We expect to do so again. And like I said, that's an annual inspection. Coincidentally, this year we also have our audit of all of our curriculum materials, which happens every 4 years, and that is also happening on the same day. So not only are we getting our annual physical plan inspection, but we're also getting our overall audit completed that day. And there's a handful of people. It is a lot of work. So I want you to, I've shown you the school code book before. It is thousands of pages. All of those things are the requirements that we must do in educating students. And you know, it's kind of a gentle person's agreement that we are doing what the state says we need to do. And the only time they really check that is at the audit. So now we have to prove by showing documentation, either through board policy, which of course you look at on a regular basis, but also a lot of the administrative procedures that our team in the back puts together. We have to show them that this is actually happening. And there's been a lot of work that's already happened, uploading these documents to get ready for Wednesday's visit. But I'd like to thank, first of all, Mary Kay Dunn, our personnel manager. Mary Kay spent a lot of time preparing for that visit, and she will be spending a lot of time with the team when they come. And then also in the back, Morgan Consul and Catherine Zarnicki have spent a lot of time doing the curriculum portion. There's 5 different sections of this audit. The curriculum section, Section 500 as we call it, is far and away the largest. So they have done a ton of work getting ready for that. And then just a lot of other people. I mean, I'm sending emails constantly saying, do you have this, do you have this? Melanie has received those, our principals have received those. Kevin got one today, our nurses. So it's just a huge team effort to get ready for this. But again, I'm confident that we will pass that with flying colors, but that is coming up in a couple of days. One other announcement, 5 essentials. So every year we are required to survey our parents and our students and our staff basically on how we are doing as a district. It's a feedback survey. Over time, you can look on the Illinois report card, these results are shared, and it basically shows how people, your constituencies are feeling about the service you're providing. So we love the feedback that we get. We are required to administer that to staff and students. Parents, it's a little more difficult, right? Because we don't control whether or not parents actually do that. We just kindly ask that they do, because the feedback is very helpful to us and we certainly look at it. But we need 20% of our families to complete that survey in order to actually get the results back. So we have been publicizing that. Shelley Peck has been publicizing, their principals have been putting that out in their newsletters. But we encourage people, please take the time. If you have children in 3 buildings, unfortunately, we ask you to fill it out 3 times. You need a separate survey for each child in each building because it is building specific. I know that takes extra time, but it is helpful to us. And then finally, I want a positive thing that happened this past weekend. So we have our Churchill and James Hart choirs. We're invited again this year. Alex and I were just talking that this is something that happens on an annual basis, but our Churchill and James Hart choirs were invited to the Chicago Wolves game on Saturday night, and they invited me and my wife Lisa to come, and Tara was there, and Becky was there, and Christine was there, because their kids were performing and singing. But I don't know what I expected when I went. I mean, I've been to a hockey game before, and I was told our choirs were performing, so I was expecting, like 30 kids and a handful of family members. I mean, I want you to picture this. So there's probably 12,000 people in this arena, right? It's 3/4 full. And we had 2 complete sections of tickets bought out. 400 tickets is what we purchased. And so we had the choirs, and they sang before the game, which was really cool. But then just all of their family members. So it was a really, really fun night. Weather was cooperative, thank goodness, driving up to Rosemont. But it was a great event, and Heather Olson and Nikki Sawolczyk, our 2 choir teachers, did a wonderful job in organizing that and representing us, and of course our kids did too. So that was a lot of fun for Homewood School District 153.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, excuse me, I will move on to the consent agenda items. The first one is authorize the chief school business official to pay the usual and customary bills for March of 2026. If there's any questions or comments on the board about this particular item? Next item is extracurricular updates at Churchill.
One of the things we talked about with the recent negotiation was if we are going to introduce a new club or activity into the list that currently exists in the contract, then that would only be done if we remove something else. In other words, it was a cost-neutral suggestion. And so this suggestion comes from Ms. Peacock, the principal. They would like to not do the garden club, something that hasn't been done, and there's no sponsor for that. And instead, the math bowl. Math bowl is a popular thing, and so we'd like to have math bowl sponsors. So again, cost neutral, basically trading one activity for another.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Next item is the personnel report.
Big personnel reports. You can see, again, the typical things that happen each month. I would like to point out one retiree. March 1st is our annual deadline for staff members to put in for retirement. Part of the language, Alex is aware of this, part of the language that we incorporated in the new contract says that in order to benefit from the incentives for retirement, staff members must put in the first year they are eligible to receive a full TRS pension. And so Katie Nigro is one of those individuals who you see here. Katie has been with us for, close to 20 years, I believe, and will be putting in for retirement in the year 2030. She works in the STEM lab here at James Hart. And I am hosting a district-wide Teams meeting just to talk about the retirement process. That will be later this week, and answer any questions that people have, but I am confident we will have some more people put in for approval at the March meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions or comments for the personnel report? Not, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented in items 7A, 7B, and 7C.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Zinnerman?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
All ayes.
Motion carries. Next on the agenda is we do have a need for an executive session to discuss student discipline. At the conclusion of the executive session, we'll come back out of executive session, and we will complete our action agenda items. So after we have a motion to move to executive session,
So moved.
Second.
roll call, please.
Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Zinnerman?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
All ayes.
Thank you. Motion carries. We'll be back shortly. All right, we're no longer in executive session. We're back into our regular meeting, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our action agenda items. First action agenda item is second payment of January 2026 bills and first payment of February 2026 bills. Are there any questions that haven't been answered by any members of the board? Comments? Not, do we have a motion?
Moved upon the recommendation of the chief school business official that the Board of Education authorize the second payment of January 2026 bills and the first payment of February 2026 bills in the amount not to exceed $2,363,504.37.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Zinnerman?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Bosch?
Yes.
All ayes.
Motion carries. Next item, as Dr. McAllister mentioned, is the approval of the 2026-2027 school calendar.
Yes, thank you. I work with a committee of about a dozen people. I'd like to thank Catherine Zarnicki for kind of leading that group in formulating the draft that you see before you. Some of the highlights, we did coordinate with District 161, District 233, as we often do, to try to coordinate winter breaks and spring breaks. But the start of the school year, The proposed date, Monday, August 17th for staff. Students come 2 days later, Wednesday, August 19th. Winter break begins Monday, January 21st, and concludes, Monday, December 21st, and concludes on, students will return on Tuesday, January 5th, very similar to this year's calendar. And then spring break next year, actually, Easter is a little bit earlier than it is this year, so that will lead off our spring break next year. And you can see there in March 26th is Good Friday, we will have that day off. Easter is 2 days later, and then the following week is spring break. So we will return from spring break on Monday, August 5th of 2027. Last day of school, Wednesday, June 2nd. So it is the first week
It's
of
a
June.
long spring break.
Oh, it should be August. I'm sorry, April.
What? What is
You
it?
said, I'm sorry, you said.
The
Am
other-
I messing up my dates? Jeez. Let's try that again.
You won't
It
be here.
begins. Next year will be a year-long spring break. It will begin Monday, Friday, March 26th, and it will conclude Friday, April 2nd. Students and staff return on Monday, April 5th. Okay, and last day of school on June 2nd.
Any questions or comments about the calendar? The board? If not, do we have a motion?
Moved upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the 2026-2027 school calendar as presented.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Bash?
Yes.
All ayes.
Motion carries. Next item is possible action regarding student number 202-005-0039. Any questions or comments about that? If not, do we have a motion?
Moved upon the recommendation of the administration of the Board of Education affirms the out-of-school suspension of the student identified in today's closed session. The board finds the student eligible for expulsion from the period beginning immediately and ending the last day of the 2025-2026 school year. The board will hold the expulsion in abeyance, assuming successful completion of an appropriate alternative placement to be determined by the superintendent. The superintendent and the board council will prepare and deliver a notice of finding to the board from their closed session.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Bash?
Yes.
All ayes.
Motion carries. Next item is the approval of James Hart HVAC equipment purchase.
Yes, the last bit of our summer work this upcoming summer involves the HVAC portion of that project, and we went through a joint purchasing agreement through Sourcewell. Sourcewell basically is a ginormous co-op that includes literally thousands of different agencies who participate in that. They do the bidding process for us and then present. So you can see the attachment with the different quotes that they were able to get. So we recommend an approval not to exceed $1 million. The likely low bid there is Carrier product from a manufacturer or company out of Lansing called TEC.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? From the audience? If not, we have a motion.
Moved upon the recommendation of the chief school business official that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the Carrier HVAC equipment from TEC using the Sourcewell joint purchasing agreement at a cost not to exceed $1 million.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Popelka? Yes. Mrs. Bethay?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Bash?
Yes.
All ayes.
Motion carries. Next item is employment.
3 people recommended for employment: Nicholas Davis, RBT at Churchill; Danielle Hill, supervisor at Willow; Diane McCracken, supervisor at Willow.
Any questions or comments from the board? From the audience? Not, do we have a motion?
Moved upon the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the employment of Nicholas Davis effective February 10th, 2026, and Danielle Hill and Diane McCracken effective February 16th, 2026, upon the terms recommended by the superintendent, conditioned only upon receipt of a satisfactory criminal background report and upon receipt no later than February 17th, 2026, of evidence of proper legal qualifications for the position to be filled.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bethay,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Mrs. Popelka,
Yes.
Mr. Bosch,
Yes.
all ayes.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is discussion items. Any board members have anything that they would like to discuss this evening? If not, is there any written communication to the board?
No, there is none.
Thank you. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Have a good night, everybody.